Hey guys, Mr. Jalapeno here with another little DIY. And on today's project, I'm going to show you how I reinstalled this baseboard that I had to take off the other day due to a drywall repair I did. And I'm also going to show you how I painted the drywall repair, so here we go. So first thing you got to do if you are reusing the baseboard is just remove the nails. And I also recommend that you scrape off all the old caulking. It's just going to make it easier for you when you start painting. Oh, and look, also remove the caulking on the wall as well. Like I said, it's going to look way better if you do this. And now just place that baseboard up against the wall. And what I like to do before I start nailing the baseboard to the wall is find all the studs. This stud finder I'm using here is one of my favorites. Not only because it's jalapeno green, but it's really accurate. And look, I like to mark all the studs with blue tape. That way I know exactly where my nails are going to go with the brad nailer here. And this way I know that that baseboard is going to be super tight up against that wall. I'm also going to show you how to cover up all those nail holes, but that's going to be later on in the video. For now, we're going to be painting the wall first. So make sure you lay down the blue tape about 1/8 of an inch away from the wall on top of the baseboard. But before I start painting this patch, I'm going to make sure I wipe all the overspray with the wet rag. This type of texture is called knockdown. I had to shoot it with the compressor, so it does leave a little bit of overspray. By wiping it down, it's just going to blend in better with the existing texture that's on the wall. Then you're just going to want to make sure you apply caulking in that little gap between the baseboard and the wall. The caulk is going to do two things. It's going to fill in that gap, and it's also going to help the paint not bleed through the blue tape. That way you're going to have nice straight lines. And luckily the homeowner did have the paint. But if you don't have the paint, you're probably going to have to take a little sample off the wall and take it to your nearest paint shop. I like going to Sherwin-Williams, but you could also go to Home Depot. They do a pretty good color match. But anyways, before you start painting, just make sure the caulk is dry. Use your brush to cut in, and then you can start rolling. I recommend using a 9-inch roller for this one. If it was a smaller repair, then I'd probably go with the 6-inch roller. And just don't forget to feather out the paint with your roller. That way it's going to blend in a lot better. You might have to do a few extra coats of paint and then pull the blue tape. Look at those nice straight lines. Next step is to cover all the nail holes. I did not forget about that. I like using this painter's putty instead of wood putty, but you could use whatever you want. I just apply a little bit on the nail hole and then I sand it down. That way it's going to be nice and smooth. And now the holes are filled. I'm going to be using the foam roller to paint the baseboard. That way I don't have any brush marks. When they originally painted all the baseboard, they used a sprayer. So this foam roller mimics a little bit of that spray effect. You can also use Floetrol on the paint. That way it's going to level out a little bit better. But if you already have brush marks on your baseboard, then just go ahead and use a brush. The paint still needs to dry a little bit, but yeah, it's blended in pretty good. If the paint doesn't match 100%, just paint the wall corner to corner and it should be good. Jalapeno Solutions. Boom!